Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Everyday Excellence. I'm your host, Todd Baldwin, and today we have Eric Souls, owner of ITM Landscape. Eric, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Todd. Thank you for having me.
Hey, you bet, man. I've been looking forward to chatting with you. So let's we're just talking. It's Thursday. It feels like a Wednesday, but it's Thursday morning. So let's we got our coffee. Let's dive in, man.
Yes, well, I am fighting for survival out here in spring in the landscape industry.
what what does that mean?
Well,
Just busy or what?
busy,
Yeah.
busy,
All right.
busy,
Well,
and every truck I had seemed to have something that needed to be repaired on all in the same week. So,
I got you. I got you. Yeah,
and,
the joys of being an entrepreneur, which is what we're gonna dive in. So, Eric, thanks again for being on. For people hearing about ITM Landscape for the first time, give us a quick overview of what you do and what areas do you serve.
we serve we service serve like North Atlanta, like the Atlanta market. Kind of we generally serve like a 20-25 mile radius. Our business is install, design, and also we have a maintenance end of the company that maintains, properties. And on the install design end, we really enjoy doing like backyard makeovers, and that could be everything from extending roof lines to patios to porches to water features to putting greens, whatever you can think of in the backyard. We like to be able to provide.
Okay, so just an outdoor backyard oasis.
Yeah, pretty much, and that's kind of the way we try to advertise to people is a backyard makeover. Um, I'm not as interested in getting into like, come out and do this little thing here, little there. I kind of want to like get into it.
Okay, outdoor kitchens as well. Is that part of
Yeah,
the oasis?
yep,
Okay,
yep.
so we talked earlier. You told me you'd been in business for 21 years, which is no small feat. So take us back to the beginning. I know you were in corporate world and decided to start a landscape company. So tell us how that all started.
Yeah, so I was came out of school with a marketing degree and thought, well, the corporate world is going to be like exactly what I need to be doing. And
Right.
I got into the corporate world and realized pretty quickly that was not my jam. I mean, I was good at sales. I just wasn't what I would call a great employee. Um, and I say that because I didn't want anyone controlling my future. And if I wanted to be promoted, I would have to move out of state. And that opportunity came, and I was like, no, I don't think so. And I looked back and I realized that I didn't want my boss's job either. And I was like, all right, this is my time to figure out an opportunity. And at that time, I was, young and really wasn't making uh, good money. And I was married and, you know, I had a bought my first home and was just trying to find my path. And I said to myself, well, I think my path is to own my own business. And to be truly honest, I didn't care what kind of business it was. I just wanted to be an owner.
There you go.
Um, and I didn't ever went, oh man, mowing lawns is my passion. That wasn't the case. I just saw it as a way to step forward into something I could easily comprehend and was low cost to entry. And so I told my wife, I said, I think I'm going to start a landscape company. And she goes, oh, well, yeah, good for you. It's real supportive of anything I have to
Was
say in general.
this was your wife?
Yeah. And she said, good for you. And at that time, I think she was working at Georgia Tech and she had a good job. And we had just bought a home. And I said, yeah, I'm going to like the week earlier. I said, I think I'm going to start a landscape company. I went in and she goes, good for you. And I went to work the next day and quit my job. And I came home and I said, so I quit my job today. She goes, what?
All right. So Eric, you told your wife you were starting a business, then quit the next day. What was going through your mind?
Freedom. I was very excited. But to be honest, there was a lot of naysayers. They were like, why would you quit your job and start mowing lawns for a living? Basically saying, why'd you go to college to then mow lawns? And my only answer to them was, my first day out mowing lawns, I made more than the corporate was paying me. Um, of course, that all adjusts as you grow. Then you start incurring like more insurance, more costs. So that became
Sure.
a later fight. But it was really freedom. And then there was a drive to generally prove other people wrong because everyone I knew were teachers and lawyers, and they were very comfortable with a paycheck. Um, and it takes a lot of guts to be like, I'll go provide my own paycheck.
Yeah, no, it takes a tremendous amount of courage and guts and crazy, a little bit of crazy to go start your own business. So I think when we had chatted, you said you were 24 years old. You have a home,
Hmm.
a family, right?
Yeah,
Would
I had
you
one.
got
Yeah, I had one kid on pretty quickly on the way. I think by
so
25 or by 26, I had a home and a kid, and by 28, I had 2 kids, a home, and a business. And all my friends
how
are like,
much
"Why are
risk
you
did that
doing
feel
this to
like?
yourself? This is too much." Like, I don't know how I got here.
Yeah, how much risk did that feel like at that time?
Um, it did not feel like a lot of risk. I was pretty comfortable being poor. Um, like, honestly, when you're in your early 20s, like, you had no money in college, you had no money in high school. I come out and I still had no money, so it didn't feel like a huge risk. I also had a business degree. My wife had an MBA, so I understood the general idea of how to handle money. So I knew I wasn't making a lot, but I knew I wasn't gonna lose nothing nothing I wasn't gonna lose my home.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's at that age, I mean, we're invincible
I'm
anyway,
sure.
right? So, or at least we think we are. So, it's a great time to jump ship. I mean, there's never a great time. So, I probably said this. I don't know how many podcasts I've done now since I started this little journey this year, but if you've listened to any, you've heard me say this. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, right? Until it's time to jump off the
Oh,
cliff.
yeah.
So, you took the leap of faith. You wanted your freedom.
Yeah.
Um,
And
I was just talking to, some kids. I say kids because 'cause they're literally finishing their first year in college, but they've started this landscape business and, uh, good friends of, my son who's in college, but, yeah, we're helping them get started with a little base package and, excited to work with them because I was telling them, I said, "Good for you guys." I don't know if they'll go back to college second year because they're like, "We're making
money. We're
money
making
and this
more
has
than they're
gotta
gonna pay
become
us when
our
we come out of
passion."
school.
Yeah, and I can't argue with them, like, there's no guarantee a college degree is gonna set your world on fire, right? And so yeah, it's when you were talking about being 24, it started me thinking about those guys. I was just visiting with them actually this week. So that's good. No, congrats on just saying, "Hey, I'm going to do it." I'm sure your wife, once she realized you were serious and you were unemployed, I wish I could have seen the look on her face. But hey, you got through that too. So good. So, so Eric, you got through the shock of your wife realizing, hey, you just quit your job, no more paycheck, right? So let's still focus a little bit on those early years. What was it like, in those that first, say, 2 to 3 years, 2 to 5 years, really trying to get this thing off the ground?
I'll be honest with you, I was fueled with a lot of prove other people wrong at that time
Yeah,
because people were
you were
just like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Like, isn't mowing lawns for like people without options? Um,
options.
like, isn't that what you do? High school, I was getting all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
I remember I went to one
yeah.
lady's house and I was talking to her and she goes, you seem like you have options. Why are you here mowing my lawn? And
Yeah.
I remember it hurt my feelings. And I said, she just didn't understand. I said, well, because you're paying me. Um, but yeah, those first few years were, I'll be honest with you, they were a grind. They were a real grind. I was definitely putting in, it was definitely go to work in the morning at 6:30, mow lawns all day, come home, shower, put on a pair of slacks, put on polo, and then go sell till dark. Uh,
Wow. Yeah.
and then I'll get up on Saturday morning and then I'll go sell again. Because I was working the business, so I didn't have time to be like I couldn't be two places at once essentially. So then I had to go sell all the contracts, and so
What
that
was the
that lasted for years.
what was the sales process like
At
back
that
then?
time, now things have changed, of course, in the way we
Sure.
market, but at that time, I was doing a lot of newsletters,
Yep.
like savvy shopper type stuff, coupon booklets, and then people would call, and then I would, uh,
She in the business then working with you or
yeah,
just
she helped me
kept it
she
with
helped
you?
me incorporate it, and so she would keep the books. and run the numbers for
Okay.
me. And then she'll answer the phone, set my appointments, and then I would go to the meetings in the evening. Uh,
No, what's really smart or what sticks out with me about that is you had someone answering the phone. You're running some advertising, some marketing, some newspaper stuff, and um, but someone's answering the phone.
well, yeah, I mean, it
And
costs a lot of money to advertise. You don't want to miss the phone call.
I know. And what's amazing is we still here we are 2026 and we have clients that don't answer the phone. We have a remodeling campaign we're running right now for a remodeler, digital marketer, do a lot of home service type stuff, and they're not answering the phone. And I'm like, um, might have been a, $100,000 job on
Yeah,
the other end of that.
I have always since co I don't know, it's been I didn't always have someone full time. Like I'd at least have someone that would get on the phone and make all the calls back that day. But now I have someone that sits next to the phone full time.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. No, you got it, especially with all the online digital marketing. We talked a little bit about that. I know you're doing that as well. And those leads come in from
Like you don't want to miss an $80. You don't want to miss an $80 click.
yeah, the pain of $80
It
click.
hurts.
You got to get back to them quickly because they are, they are looking, if it's especially if it's coming off of, Google, they're looking for something now. So you got to get back to them immediately. So I'm just curious. So yeah, 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 yeah. So, well, Eric, great chatting with you. We've definitely gone way over, but I think it's been fun and a good conversation. You bet, man. For our listeners, if they want to reach out to and find you, what's the best way to connect with you guys? ITMlandscape.com. And if there's any listeners out there who want to talk digital marketing, you can always find me at everydaymediagroup.com or Todd Baldwin on LinkedIn, uh, Everyday Media Group. So, Eric, have a great rest of your day. Weekend's coming up. And man, I look forward to staying connected with you and keeping up with all the success you guys are having. Appreciate it, man. Thanks, Eric.